Okay, so the purpose of this particular video is to show you how to use your outline to develop your actual research paper. Outlining is important because it gives you an overall structure before you begin writing. So you'll have some sense, some idea of where you're going to begin and what you're going to include in that particular paper. All right, so this is a sample outline from the topic that I chose. So if you refer back to the previous videos, Crohn's disease will make a lot more sense. And remember, essentially what we're doing for this particular research paper is we're thinking about this whole new genre of writing, which is blogs. And is blogging an effective way to communicate whatever topic you chose? So essentially, I'm answering the question, is blogging an effective way to communicate the topic of Crohn's disease? And I am going to use specific blogs to be able to answer that question. So here's my sample outline, okay? So notice I have the introduction. And in my introduction, I am just going to include information about blogs, just general information from my perspective, what I know about blogs. I did not, as you will see, include any research in my introduction. However, if you include any ideas that are not your own, just make sure you cite those ideas, okay? And then I talked about Crohn's disease. I know a little bit of information about Crohn's disease, so I included that information as well. But again, from my perspective, not from the research. And then I conclude with my thesis statement. Then I talk about blogs, and I guess off to the side, I should probably put from the research, and then as well as this, from the research. Okay, because these two sections are based on the research. What is the research saying about blogs, about the history of blogs, about what blogs are, about who creates them and who the audience is, and who is what is the particular purpose for writing a blog. So all of this information comes from the research I conducted on blogs. The same as this. This section will come from the research on my particular topic, and for me, it's Crohn's disease. So what is the research saying about Crohn's disease, about what it is, about how you get it, about what the symptoms are and how those symptoms are managed, and about is there a cure? So sections 2 and 3, regardless of the order in which you put them, sections 2 and 3 should come from the research. What is the research saying about blogs? And what is the research saying about your particular topic? Okay? Then section 4 is where you're going to get really to answering your question. Remember the question that everyone is answering. The question everyone is answering is blogging an effective way to communicate your topic? So how are you going to be able to answer that question? Well, you're going to analyze your 2 primary sources, which are your 2 blogs. Remember, you should have found 2 blogs that deal with your particular topic. So my first blog is titled Eat, Heal, Thrive. Okay? My second blog is titled Crony Traveler. Both of these blogs are about Crohn's disease. They speak about Crohn's disease in a different way and from a different perspective and from a different point of view, but they're both about Crohn's disease. So I'm going to analyze this blog, and in doing so, I'm going to talk about, what's going on in this blog. What is it about? Who is the blogger? And is this blog an effective way to discuss Crohn's disease? Why or why not? And I'm going to do the same thing for the second blog. If you look at sections 2, 3, and 4 as 1 page each, so a page on blogs, a page on Crohn's disease, and 2 pages on the analysis, so a page on each particular blog analysis, you have 4 pages right there, half a page for the introduction, half a page for the conclusion. There's your 5 pages for this particular assignment, your research paper. So if it seems like a daunting task, if you break it up this way, if you can conceptualize a way to tackle this assignment in parts, it makes it a lot more easy than to just say, I need to write 5 pages on this particular topic. So if you break it up, it makes it a lot easier to do. And then, of course, your conclusion, where I am going to recap my ideas as well as provide my overall analysis of blogging. Okay? So this is just a sample of how I might approach my particular research paper on my particular topic. Okay? So hold on to that. And this will be posted in Blackboard. The sample will be posted in Blackboard. So now let's go to, no, that's the same thing. So now let's go to my actual research paper. And this is not finished, okay? Let me make that clear. This is not finished. I've given you parts, but some of the parts are incomplete, and I'll show you that in a second. So again, remember that this needs to be MLA formatted. You do not need a separate page to provide this information. Okay, you're going to format your research paper the same way you have formatted papers for this particular course. So your name, the course in section, my name, and then the date that the assignment is due. And remember in the upper right hand corner to put your last name and the page number. And then you center the title. So notice from where I put my name all the way to the end of the paper, and the end of the paper will be your works cited page, is double spaced. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, and again, center your title. So my title is Healing Through Blogging, How Crohn's Patients Use Blogs to Cope. Okay, so this is my sample introduction. So if you go back to the outline, I have included those three things. I've included information about blogs. Notice I started out with blogs are a great way for individuals to publish their own original thoughts, recipes, or even share a new yoga move with the world. So I talked generally about blogs. Then I transition to my topic, Crohn's disease. Again, I'm speaking generally about Crohn's disease. This information is coming from me, not from the research. Then I transition to my thesis statement. Because blogging provides useful information and a place for patients of Crohn's to share should be their stories, not and their stories. To share their stories, it is an effective way to communicate this topic. So this is what I am going to be proving based on my two primary sources. So based on my two blogs. So based on these two blogs, Crony Traveler and Eat, Heal, Thrive, I am going to determine whether or not blogging is an effective way to communicate my topic, Crohn's disease. Okay, so that's my sample introduction, and this sample research paper will be uploaded to Blackboard. Okay, so this is the sample researched information on blogs. So if you go back to the outline, remember part 2 is on blogs from a research standpoint, not from my standpoint. Notice I said this is incomplete. I did not finish this section. But if you look, according to Dresner, I've given a page number. I've given Dresner page 181 here. So if you look, this section, I'm sorry, not page, but this section is your researched section, okay? This is not coming from you. This section did not come from me. I got information on blogs. And this section is, of course, not complete. So notice incomplete. I did not finish this section. So I have more information on blogs from at least one more source that I need to include. Okay. So just know that this section is incomplete. Same for this section. I did not finish this section, but if you notice, I reference a source. Okay. All right. Then I get to part 4, and I only analyzed one blog, even though you have to analyze 2. I've only analyzed one blog here. But this is my sample analysis of blog 1, which is Eat, Heal, Thrive. Okay, I think I did complete this section. Yes, I did. I completed this section. But this is a sample analysis of a blog. So I talk about the author. I talk about the blog itself. I give information on what the blog is actually providing. I actually reference another source that I am going to use in this section of my essay. So it's not just about the blog itself, but I could also pull in another source to support why I believe this blog is an effective one. Okay? And then at the end, I do just that. I explain why I believe this blog is an effective way to communicate this particular topic. And then here's my conclusion. Okay? I would probably add a little more to my conclusion, but this is my conclusion for now. So I'm going to upload this information to Blackboard so that you can get an idea of how you transition from your outline, which provides structure for your research paper, to actually writing the research paper. And then if you scroll the last page, not page 5 for you, but page 6, because you need at least 5 pages of the research paper, which does not include your works cited page. But this is the works cited page. So notice this particular source does not have, I'm looking because I'm seeing if this is in the right order. Okay, it looks like it. Okay, so this particular source does not have an author. So I am going to put it in alphabetical order according to what is here. So it starts with Crohn's disease, then Crony, then Day, then Dresner, Hartman, Partridge, then the paleo diet, the. Okay, so make sure all of your sources are in order according to the first word or the author's last name. Okay, so for your annotated bibliography, I ask you to section your sources according to primary and secondary. I want you to lump all of those sources together and then alphabetize them. Notice every line after the first line of the source is indented. Notice also I took the HTTP / colon off and begin with, and I'm beginning with www. Notice the period at the end of each source. Let's see what else. Notice that the title of the source is in quotation marks, and the source container, or where I got that source from, is italicized. Okay? So make sure you follow the MLA 8th edition for citing sources when you put together your works cited page. So again, I'm going to upload this in Blackboard so that you can have an idea of how to complete your works cited page, as well as how to put together your research paper, moving from the outline to actually writing the paper itself. I hope this helps.